out a whole...
what are some of the others? 2 + 2 = 4, that's a thought crime?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, you know, in this country, in my opinion, you don't have enough of what I would call a shock left. I mean, you have like a Rush Limbaugh, which I think is more of a shock right. And you have yourself, which I would consider more as in the center. You know, believe it or not, people always associate your show with being on the right, but I don't think so. You have got...
It's more shock libertarian, but we're not trying to be shocking. There's shocking stuff going on everywhere.
Right, but I mean, you have guys on from the Black Panther movement. I mean, you have these guys on who were in decades previous considered to be shock left. The Black Panther movement was considered...
Well, I have the real Black Panther Party on, who was not about racism, and who was shut up and gone after instead of working for the Justice Department as provocateurs. The new Black Panther Party.
But Rush Limbaugh would never have him on his show.
No, because I want to bring people together.
Right, exactly. So,
no, I know.
You're in the center.
The establishment left wants to keep people on their reservation.
Right, exactly.
The establishment right wants to keep people on their reservation. Then I want to really get America.
Then you have like a Rachel Maddow, who's considered to be liberal and on the left, but she's not. She's a right-wing ideologue because she'll give lip service to people like Hillary Clinton, who is a warmonger, who is a right-wing ideologue, who wants to do exactly what Barack Obama has done and everyone who's been in the White House for the past 20, 30 years done. Bomb countries, grab assets, leverage the banking system, et cetera. So there is...
But she has a short haircut and is arrogant, therefore she's smarter than us.
Well, so who's on the left? There is maybe Amy Goodman at Democracy Now! Is actually, you could say, is more on the left, but doesn't get the carriage, doesn't get the distribution. So who is on the left in this country? Nobody. If I were in this country, I would go opposite Rush, and I would meet him in the ratings. We would both be doing... you know, whatever he gets, 20 million a day in listeners. But no one in this country would ever put me on the radio against Rush Limbaugh because then the entire facade would collapse.
Well, here's the thing. There isn't a market for what you're saying. There is in the internet and because I wouldn't even call it left, but I get your perspective. Limbaugh is speaking to a certain niche crowd of AM listeners that were listening when he came on air when they were 60. Now they're 85. No, I mean, I'm serious. And so it's well known in the radio industry that as he declines, it's going to be a libertarian seat. And that's why I've had a lot of the big execs over the years call up and say, yeah, you'll be the next Rush Limbaugh. And, of course...
could very well be. I mean, you've got the huge audience. You've got the...
well, I don't even care about that. I just don't want to have nuclear war with the Russians.
Well, my point is that I... don't see any real left-wing, as opposed to London, where you do have actual left-wing newspapers. You know, they come out and they say they're left-wing, and they present a left-wing point of view. And there's nobody saying that they're immediately dismissed because they are left-wing, because they're on the left. They're in the UK, they have a debate. Here in the US, if you were to come out and say I'm left-wing, the only guy you have is Bernie Sanders, who's a socialist. And
he says a lot of good stuff about problems.
He's the token.
But his solutions are horrible.
The token socialist. There's one guy. Let one guy, you know, talk. He's the token socialist. But there is no actual left-wing political party in the country.
Yeah, but here's an example about so-called left-wing. They all think the state's going to save them and think Obama's saving them with the stuff in Missouri right now and the demonstrations starting all over the country. It's the training from the feds that did this.
Here's my point of view is that both the right and the left on this debate about state or not state have morphed into a new debate where both the left and the right believe the market is going to save everything. Both the left and the right believe in the market fundamentalism, believe in how and this is very true of the libertarians.
But it would work if the market wasn't rigged.
Right. If the market was...
Yeah, they're saying market fundamentalism while the market's rigged 7 ways to Sunday. That's why it's a load of crap. I mean, don't you read market fundamentalism works if it was free market?
If markets were allowed to operate freely, they would do most of what we need to get done.
Yes.
Absolutely. We don't have those free markets now.
And then the state comes in to lock up people like John Corzine when they do reckless stuff to teach people a lesson.
The token arrest here and there, but no serious jail time, no serious deterrent, like in the S&L crisis of the 80s where 1,500 bankers went to jail. We have none of that. We have a couple of guys like Corzine.
Yeah, I mean, they put melamine in the food here. Nobody gets in trouble. In China, they execute 20 people.
Right. So to round this back to what I'm saying is that my point of view is that would be to look at these markets and say, look, they're not the the end-all and be-all that both the left and the right seem to think that they are. And this is what we talk about on our show. We challenge the orthodoxy that markets are God, and as such, we don't have carriage against Rush Limbaugh, because Rush Limbaugh is a market fundamentalist. He believes that markets are without fault, this type of thing, and this is why the dynamic has evolved the way it has. People heard about me.
We're going to skip this network break. Go ahead. Do you feel safer in here now?
I've got my bulletproof straitjacket on, which we're going to marketing here on InfoWars for $29.99. That's $299. You get yourself a bulletproof straitjacket, and you can walk the streets of Austin knowing that you can be crazy and withstand a round from a .50 caliber.
But do you know enough about the gun to understand they're not even loaded?
Well, if I point it at you and you don't flinch, then I know it's not loaded.
You know enough about firearms to know that they're unloaded?
You got the safety off, so that's worrying.
Nope, it's on safe.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it.
That's on fire.
Okay. All right.
That's
I figure
on safe.
you were getting ready to mow me down here. And so instead of just going to commercial, you just...
But see, you're not really a leftist, because a leftist
I'm leftist.
would be scared of me having a gun, but if they saw thousands of troops in black uniforms, they would salute it.
I'm anti-markets, which makes me a left of market. I'm fanatically anti-market rigging, which according to CNBC makes me a leftist, which would make me a socialist. Even though...
Why do you let their definitions define things, Kaiser?
I'm giving your U.S. audience an appreciation for how this debate unfolds globally in the media space. And
all right, listen.
Talking about you as being in the center, talking about Russia being in the far right, Rachel Maddow being right of center, who believes in market fundamentalism, and Hillary Clinton, and there being no left. There being no hardcore left anti-market rigging, except Rick Santelli on the floor of the CNBC. He's a guy who comes out and screams about how these markets are rigged, but he's shot down by the panel on CNBC as being, uninformed, and they use various epithets to shout him down. Alex Jones. Okay, you're obviously taking a mental break. Let me just step in and take over the show. This is what people have really been waiting for. Max Kaiser takes over InfoWars. Send Alex Jones out to the farm to feed the chickens or whatever he does, and me, David Knight, and Nico, we're taking over. Okay, we got the firearm. These are actually loaded, Alex. This is the staged
don't touch
insurrection. This is the insurrection right here.
This
is the revolution.
You're in a straitjacket, man. Come on.
We're the revolution. Come on in, fellas. We got them where we want them. Bring it all in. Bring in the tank. Bring in the heavy firepower. We're taking over the show.
Max Kaiser did not take his medication this morning. Hey, I want to take some phone calls for you. They've been holding really patiently.
Phone calls.
Hey, what do you think of the Missouri? What do you think of the Missouri situation?
It's as I tweeted, I said everyone dismissed Alex Jones saying that martial law would appear in America. Who's laughing now? I mean, you've been talking about this for ages. That was martial law. They have it ready to go. Every town across America, they've got.
What did you think of them attacking TV crews, gassing them, chasing them, shooting with bullets, and then they said no. They thanked us. We were helping them.
You don't see that. I mean, see that in Moscow.
That is 1984 level baloney. Well, I mean, that is really where are they getting off? Just like trying to act like villains. Because I don't want to demonize the police. That plays into the whole deal. I don't want to do that.
They're obviously doing exactly what they criticize Russia and other countries of doing by killing or attempting to kill journalism and getting rid of any kind of record of what. I know,
but announcing, turn your cameras off, then attacking, throwing the equipment around, and then saying we were helping the reporters get to a safe area. They chased them down, shot them with rubber bullets, flashbanged their cars.
Right. Well, your InfoWars had a live stream, and I think one other group had.
That's like saying Ted Bundy was trying to help those young girls he'd pick up at the shopping mall. Hitler was trying to help the Jews. Well, that's not true.
Right, or Netanyahu is trying to free Gaza. That's not true.
Well, Hamas are pretty bad guys, though.
But you would defend yourself against somebody coming into your neighborhood and building. Sure,
my issue is that Hamas does a lot of bad stuff as well.
Doesn't Palestine have the right to defend itself? America had to defend itself against the British. They staged a revolution and insurrection. I mean, the Palestinian people have been...
Listen, I'm not against the Palestinian people. My point is, where are they talking about ISIS murdering everybody? Where's the big lobby for that?
Well, it's a day-to-day struggle for survival right now against the occupying force of Israel that's in there just killing kids and babies.
No, but they had marches in Austin a few weeks ago, Free Gaza, and airplanes flying around saying it. And then people call me up going, we know you work for Israel, blah, 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 which I don't. So I don't like the vitriol and like the holiness, like you're God or something if you say Free Gaza or if you're part of that. And it's just, I'm sick of the whole thing.
We sent a journalist to Gaza using StartJoin, my crowdfunding site.
I know.
Scriptonite is her name, her blogger name. She just arrived there this week. Thanks to listeners who listen to you and listen to me on your show, we crowdfunded a few $1,000 to send this woman to Gaza to report directly from Gaza. I agree with you. We need more information. That's why we've crowdfunded.
Well, I've had folks on about the Rachel Corrie story, you know, with the bulldozer.
The Caterpillar bulldozer?
Yeah, I mean,
Caterpillar bulldozer.
The point is, though, no amount of Gaza worship will ever reprieve me. So I just need to say I fully support Israel and think they should nuke the entire region. And I want to attack Putin as well. I want to have nuclear war with Russia, and I support Israel. I want them to nuke all the surrounding areas.
Think of all the fallout, though, from the recent...
nuclear weapons don't hurt anybody. It helps them.
The genocide.
You just saw the police say that helped everybody.
The recent...
You just saw the police say they were helping with DV cameras. When they shot my reporter with rubber bullets, they were helping them. My reporter thanked them.
Think of the fallout we've had now post-Gaza in the professors being fired and the journalists being fired because they said something that was remotely challenging of Israel's position.
I think that's reasonable. Arrest anyone that doesn't worship Israel.
Chilling of speech. And
I think it's wonderful.
Well, it's leading to economic collapse because if without competition, you can't have a vibrant economy.
No, I actually agree with you. It's very, that's my big criticism of Israel, being serious now.
Competition is also part of competition.
I don't like the Israel lobby manipulating our internal politics.
Right, because it's anti-competitive in a lot of ways. And just keep on that theme, competition is good for the economy. And when you have monopolists in the banking sector and across all the other sectors monopolizing them.
Sure, you know Hamas is ISIS, Al-Qaeda affiliated.
You know, they have a right.
But I mean, here's the deal. Let's say there's two car dealerships.
Who is?
One's Ford and one's Chevy. If I don't like either one, I'm not working for Ford or working for Chevy if I don't buy either one. Do you get, I don't like a lot of stuff Israel does, but I also don't like a lot of stuff Hamas does.
Well, that's...
Do you get where, like, I don't like to go to baseball or football games?
You're equivocating instead of taking a strong position on this.
No, I'm pulling back and seeing the big picture.
You're punting.
No, I'm not punting.
Terms.
No, I don't. As a talk show host, I don't punt on hardly any issue.
You're punting on this issue. You're saying I don't like anybody in the region. They're all killing each other. You get rid of the region.
No, that's called reality.
Well,
no, I'm not. I was not serious when I said nuke them.
Pundit,
that was a joke.
No, but you're saying
I'm obviously don't want war with Russia either. No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of both sides, the Israel lobby attacking me if I don't get in lockstep with them, and the Palestinian lobby attacking me if I don't get in lockstep with them. Quite frankly, I'm irritated by both groups. And I'll tell you right now, the more vicious group, to me, making crap up and harassing me has been the Hamas crowd. And I was against invading Iraq, and I was all that stuff. So I actually care about those people over there. But at the same time, I'm tired of their dumbed-down arguments.
Understandably that you've been put upon by this lopsided debate in America. But the children that have been slaughtered by Israel have been suffering a lot more than you.
Exactly.
Inconvenience.
But the cause celeb on the left is only to talk about the Palestinian kids, not the Christians having their throats slit by affiliated groups with Hamas.
I hear that.
I mean, I don't accuse you.
Jingle coming in.
No. That would be like, that's music leading us out.
I hear that music coming.
MaxKaiser.com. We're going to get him his medication. We'll be right back in Overdrive.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield, true nascent iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox special at InfoWarsLife.com.